Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I have played Zior, and I currently play Jerrik Olverson. I've been playing D&D for too damn long, let's put it that way. With the D20 Misfits, 6 or 7 years now, total, even before we formed the actual D20 Misfits. The way I go about creating my character is actually more a roundabout sort of way than everybody else has. Usually I'll create my character first, but eventually I switch it up and change things because I try to keep the party alive even if the dice say otherwise. As for what inspires your character, I've played a Dragonborn, I've played an Elf. Currently, my character's based off of a Viking because my nickname's Viking. So, I guess this one's more for shits and giggles than anything. The differences and similarities between me and my characters. You know, I honestly don't think I could say that there are. I just make what comes to mind, honestly. I let, go through and just create. So, if we ever do this again, I'd actually have other people answer for me because that's just how it is for me. What makes them special? The character development. Like any good TV show or movie that's long running or is a saga, that's what I inspire for my characters to become, is that memorable moments. Last campaign that, we unfortunately didn't get to film, my character was a Dragonborn Paladin, Eldritch Knight, multi-class. And everybody thought he was this very burly, bravado, well thought character. And when I decided that he was going to come out as a gay character, that blew everybody's mind away. So there was a memorable moment for that. My favorite character has to be my past character Zior in this campaign. While my Dragonborn was loved playing that character in all honesty, and I love playing Jerrik right now, but the moment when Zior performed the asshole cat move and attacked a teenage boy was, yeah, that made him my favorite character. I wouldn't say D&D is important to me, but it has become a part of my life that's enjoyment. For years, I've suffered from depression, anxiety, and PTSD from being a veteran, and D&D has helped me break out of that slump. I used to enjoy all forms of art. For years in high school, that's all I did was draw, and getting to be creative once again is become a big aspect of D&D, and that's what I enjoy most about it. Dungeons and Dragons as a whole, the difference it's made for me is actually getting to know my friends better. Yeah, we hang out often and talk to each other, but getting to see their choices within the campaign of characters that they've created, you kind of get to know them better on a level that you didn't think you would before. So I think that's kind of what the difference for D&D has brought for me. I think the DM's trying to inflate his ego on this question. But to be honest, in one of the earlier questions I said I'm a veteran, and being a veteran, you get desensitized to a lot of your emotions. I don't view death as traumatic anymore. I've lost family members, and I don't even cry over that. But RDM Frank has pulled at my heartstrings more than once, and has actually moved me to tears. So I've got to give him props on that one. It's hard to make me cry. So, yeah. To be brutally honest, the thing I enjoy most about the sessions is the stuff that we have said is more fucked up than any human should ever say. But in the world of D&D, it really doesn't matter. I gotta be brutally honest with this one. For the most part, we're a bunch of haunt actors, horror buff aficionados, things that go bump in the night we enjoy. So, with that being said, I can't really say that there's a specific part of this story that I have enjoyed the most, just because we tend to make fun of it and light of the situation, which in game kind of does fuck us over. But the entire journey of the story I've enjoyed. It's different from the norms of D&D. Yeah, it's still fantasy based, but there's a lot of pop culture horror references in it. Like Strahd is based off of Dracula, for instance. I mean, most of you probably have already assumed that, but just throwing that out there. So, in all, I've enjoyed the sum of the story and not just individual pieces of it. I really don't have one, in all honesty. I think the opening portion may have been my favorite moment, but that does answer a different question entirely. So yeah, I don't really have a favorite place in this campaign. That would have been when my character Zior got his head ripped off, because the fight was going very well for him until that happened. The funniest moment would have to been the prior campaign. My Dragonborn character was playing stupid just to throw off the scent of everybody, and while rather intelligent, he decides to sit in the middle of the floor in a tavern and demand pies. Oh, this is actually one of the ones that kind of tugged at my heartstrings. Last campaign, we had an NPC by the name of Rue who had helped us through thick and thin, and when he clawed at the door to be let in as my character forced it shut was a very retching moment. Favorite villain? Honestly, in a way, I mean, the main villain from last campaign was kind of an interesting subject because it was one of Frank's old characters. But other than that, I mean, all the big bad evil guys have the same kind of cliche thing of world domination. I mean, the story is more so the interesting aspect of it because it's your choices that they can either win or lose. So I can't say I have a favorite villain, to be honest, because it's just too cliche. I want something that's different, maybe like one of the good guys is actually the bad guy. I mean, that'd be cool. Favorite NPC? There's been a lot of memorable NPCs in our past and current campaign. Um, I I gotta think the mongrel folk from Curse of Strahd when you encounter the Abbey has been my favorite, just because I got to read and play this character, and it's interesting because he speaks broken English, and the voice, it was supposed to be irritating and grating. So the what need, why, um, really broke everybody, and laughing like a donkey was interesting. So I can't remember his name, but I believe that's been my favorite NPC. Favorite story moment, I really can't narrow that down. Um, there's been so many memorables, past, current, and possibly future. Uh, but I think the ones that are the most significant to me personally is the downtime sessions where the characters are interacting with each other and bonding. Um, because the group that I play with specifically, they're more the typical murderous hobos without being hobos. Favorite backstory in this has to be learning about Strahd. While the character, again, it goes back to my cliche answer, he's taken over this domain and just wants to rule it, even though he's tired of it. His backstory is just so clouded. You learn about him as you go through and why he's done what he's done, and it's more fascinating than some of the backstories that we come up with for our characters. So I've got to say that specific instance, I will give it to the writers for this module and creating an interesting backstory. What do I want to see happen in this current adventure or the next campaign? Well, first off, I want us to make it through this one because I'm stepping out of the player role and stepping into behind the DM screen. So I will be getting to have my friends create the story in the worlds that I have built for this next part of the adventure. Um, and I really hope they make it through that one, but by the end of it, they're probably going to hate me. My prediction is someone's going to die, and as much as I don't want it to, I've got a feeling my current character is going to be the one who dies, simply for the fact that Viking, let's go in and swing the sword. I hope this little Q&A with me has been insightful into my thoughts behind this. So with that, if you're watching this, just hope your dice rolls are good.